Hello there, and welcome to the Kirk Minahan wrap-up show for January 29th, 2021. Today was the 2021 Royal Rumble featuring making his much-anticipated return to the Kirk Minahan show, Harry Minihane, who I thought was incredible. So funny. I could listen to Kirk just talk about nonsense, but I think just seeing Kirk interact with Harry, it's just hilarious. When Kirk's like, yeah, you celebrated the day Grandma died. And he was like, no, I'm sorry.
The most well-spoken third grader in the history of the world.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. Harry's fun. He's a funny guy. he's in on the joke.
I just saw a tweet that Ziggy said that apparently the Agent Orange Annoying Orange episode that Harry mentioned isn't even a real episode. So Ziggy's already investigating the little bastard.
Ziggy's glad that Harry's smarter than he is. That's really the issue.
Yeah. What else?
Ziggy already has a Harry file.
That's a scary way to put it.
But, yeah,
he has them all, so don't worry.
Having a file on a third grader, whatever it is.
So file comes to mind, but it's not a Harry file. The word pedo comes to mind.
So it was a Carrabis show. It was a Friday show. It was recorded last night. Whole bunch of stuff to get to. Obviously, the first kind of 30 minutes was focused on Harry and the Royal Rumble coming up. I don't know about you boys, but I'm not too big of a WWE fan. Like, I'll watch it if one of my friends is having like a watch along, and I know some of the names. I love The Rock. I think The Rock is the funniest character of all time.
I hated The Rock. I hated The Rock. I was a Stone Cold. See, when I was growing up, man, I watched wrestling. I was a huge Stone Cold fan. I just bought Stone Cold sweatshirt. Dude, they're so expensive. Carrabis having that sweatshirt. I bought one over the summer, and they are fucking so expensive.
See, when I was a Chris Benoit fan back in the day. So
so you don't talk about wrestling.
Problematic.
Yeah. So anyway, the first 30 minutes, I don't have much to say like on the wrestling front. I just want to, just bring up, just about how Harry's just hilarious and he just does his own thing and he's not afraid to talk back to
First thing, I think it's hilarious every time Harry's in there. Second, it's hilarious when after the episodes, because Menners is going to give it a bad grade because he just has this persona that he just hates Harry Minahan. And third, I want to congratulate Harry Minahan for winning that gym battle. Everybody knows you can't run from a gym fight. So Harry Minahan, congratulations on that gym battle.
Yeah,
big one.
I'm a huge
you can't run from a gym battle, bro. You cannot run from it.
Props to Harry Minahan for calling his dad Old Bean. If I did that today, my dad would take my head off.
Yeah, so I don't know what else there is. I love Pokemon. Harry's hilarious. I'd love to see him. It sounds weird to say like I'd love to. Obviously, he's not going to be a regular on the show, but like I'd like to see him. We'll do a WrestleMania preview. Have him come in because that dude knows more about like wrestling.
He does. He's smart.
He really does.
Adam Schefter knows about the NFL. He's talking about like these Royal Rumble matches from like 1992.
Yeah, it's one thing to know what's like going on since he's been watching it. It's another thing to be like, yo, I know what was going on when you were a kid watching.
Exactly.
Like, that's pretty crazy.
Not even that.
I love you, and I'm very proud of you.
The kid's a third grader, and he knows these facts like off the top of his head. He's like, oh yeah, well this guy's finishing move is this. I was like, Jesus Christ, I liked wrestling when I was that young, but I was never like, I was just like, oh, I like.
At one point in time, I was super into it.
I could do it. I could do it for the people like the guys that were around when I was a kid, but I can't do it now, and I can't do it from the guys before I was born. So it's
kind of like Santa. He's just not the same now that he's real.
Yeah. I like that part in today's episode when he's like, oh, are you when he was talking about some match or something, and Kirk was like, are you suggesting that there is some sort of behind the scenes collusion in this?
There's nothing better than Jared Roberts just saying butt stuff in front of an 8-year-old. Everyone being like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Probably when you think of butt stuff, if you say butt stuff around Harry, I bet you think of like farting and pooping. I guarantee that's what he thought he was talking about.
Yeah.
So,
I can speak as a teacher. They know what that means.
Yeah.
They know what all of that means. They know more than we do.
Everyone knows Harry Minahan stopped listening since Mike's gone. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that he's not a fan anymore.
Yeah. So that's kind of all I wanted to say on the Harry Minahan front. We'll touch on it throughout the show. But the first subject I wanted to get to, and I asked John to come on today. So there was a segment when Harry went to the bathroom where it went from, G-rated to I fucking hate this guy. Fucking terrible list. And
get him on the fucking phone. Get him.
So when he called me up yesterday, I was like, is Harry in studio? Like, oh, I guess they're just not holding anything back. And then I listened to it today, and it's like, yep, it's down the hall on the right. And he's like, let's call this motherfucker. So Kirk had to get this out in a second. So I sent over a Hall of Fame ballot. It was exactly like the 2021 MLB one. It had the thing up top, it had the descriptions, and then so they had 25 people on the ballot this year. I don't know if there's a limit or not, so I came up with 25 Minifans, and apparently some of the names not too great and were called out, one of them being John from Scranton. So I just wanted to come on, not kind of defend myself. Obviously, I said in the email to Steve, I was like, obviously all these names are subject to change.
Listen, I know you hate half these people.
I was like, these names are subject to change. Right?
Justin, that leads me to my retort to the whole thing is, listen, I told Justin when I texted him, I was like, hey, thanks for including me. I just want to thank you, first of all, to think of me. Me getting on that ballot is like Kurt Schilling trying to get into the Hall of Fame, man. It's great.
You made it on.
I made it to the possible ballot.
But no,
the possible ballot that took me 10 minutes to make.
Yes,
yes.
So I'm more than happy.
My question is to Justin: if you're making a template, why don't you just leave the name slot blank and send out? Does this look good?
Justin, now remember, you're talking to a guy who made the Minifan bracket. Okay, we made a list of 64 names once, and people got big mad.
I was on that list.
The person who did defend us was fucking Kirk. So I will defend him here. I trust his list. I trust his list making just like I trust your list making, Justin. I had no right to be on that list. Kirk hates me. I'm not a good Minifan.
Yeah, so I just
it's the best policy, I suppose.
Like I said, I would not have voted for you. I'm a small hall guy myself. There's very few.
I know that, but like I said, I know that you put me on that list without ever even telling me. And that was nice of you.
I'm ashamed to know my name wasn't even.
I know I worked hard enough. I knew I would have never been on the ballot. I know. I know. The worst thing he did was say, "Okay, I see John from Scranton. I see Merch Mouse. I see
Greg
Sagris, the Sagris guy," and then I hear him say Jamie's name, and I'm like, "Oh, this must have been like a preliminary list."
Okay, Justin, did Justin just scroll through Twitter and pick the first 25 names he saw? Was that?
It's not too far from the truth, right there.
What I do want to say about this list is Kirk and Justin, earmuffs if you don't want to be here for some controversial statements. But if you don't know who Greg Sagris is, he's a good Minifan. Like,
I like Greg.
Greg Sagris is a great Minifan. Like, and the way Steve put it was like, oh, he donates all this money, and Kirk said, you can't buy your way in. But like, dude, Greg Sagris is the fucking Minifan.
No, he's
like,
a good guy.
He's the fucking man. I hope he makes it because I want him to make it through the fire. This is a little adversity, and at recent circumstances, a little adversity. I want him to make it through it. I love Greg Sagris. He's a good dude.
I would not have voted for Greg if I still have a ballot.
Would you vote for Merch Mouse though?
No.
Really?
Why? Not
why? Because of recent events?
No, not first ballot.
He made Podcast Jesus. You know that, right?
I'm aware. How
many votes are we talking here? How many votes does each person get?
Well, you get to put your list.
I put up to 10, but I don't know if he wants to change.
He's not in the top 10. He might be second or third ballot, but
this is fun to do. Just ranking Minifans is one of the best things to do in the world. It's one of the best things to do in the world, just because you're never right.
Exactly.
So anyways, I'd like to apologize to Kirk. I'm very sorry. I did not mean to.
Wait, what are you apologizing to him for? For putting me on the list?
Yes, for putting assholes like
John me on the show
and Brad and Jamie and Murchison's Mouse and Greg Sagris. I apologize to Kirk. Obviously, he gets to choose everything that's on the ballot. He gets to choose who makes it in and all this.
This list is like listening to Kirk here, like hear him say like these people have no right to be on here, and hearing him say Merch Mouse and Greg Sagris, I was just like, this isn't a Hall of Fame of Minifans. This is just Minifans Kirk likes. That's what this list is.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it is. It's an honor that you get a vote, though.
It's the Kirk Minahan Hall of Fame. He gets to choose.
And that's why
it's like the baseball one.
Any right on to be on this list. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I was honored to be talked about so much today. I was only on the show right now because I thought Carrabis would be on here. I was trying to slide my way into Barstool some way. I was trying to slither
Again,
in.
honesty is the best
I
policy.
only had a blind owl on, so whatever.
Yeah. Hey, what
No,
is
I
that
think,
supposed? What is that supposed to mean, you little fuck?
So
Even though you hate me,
I do. I don't know what it is.
speaking of Carrabis, let's put this Hall of Fame talk behind us, and let's talk a little bit about the Rocket versus the President. So this week on the Dave Portnoy show, Dave talked some shit about Carrabis. Said he's lazy. He's just not a company first guy, and he's selfish. He only does things for himself. And when I first heard that, I completely disagree with that. Everything I've seen Jared do, he seems to be like he's always trying to grow the brand. And whether I think that the brand, he's doing all these things for Barstool. He has the Crime Dogs thing coming out, which I believe is a Barstool thing.
is that really the name of it?
I really hope so.
I have
That's
no idea.
hilarious.
He dropped that as if it was the name today, and it sounded like Kirk was just like, ooh. It's like Kirk hated it, and they never mentioned it again.
I mean, he was on CCK, Section 10, Starting 9.
Oh, Justin, it's all very simple. He's far away. He's in Boston. He can just lob bombs at him and not have to deal with it.
And also, I think Carrabis has been there for a while. So, I mean, I think Portnoy.
Dude, Carrabis is like, Carrabis's Prez is like, he calls him his son. Like, it's just like Kirk tests his fans and just fucking goes off on them sometimes. Yeah. Like, dude, Prez has been doing that for fucking Carrabis nonstop since I've been following Barstool. One of the most fun things to watch was when Carrabis did get that offer from Zarvano. Like, that was some electric Barstool radio. Kirk was going off, or Prez was going off. Yeah, that was awesome stuff. So I love that we have Carrabis on our side for this, dude. And the Dave Portnoy show, that's a good fucking podcast. And that stuff has been getting mentioned a lot, to the point where every time Carrabis is coming in the studio, it seems like that's what they're talking about, is the Dave Portnoy show. It gives content. It's great. It's great. You know what I've been doing? Every week I send an email just to try to get one of those user submitted questions. And my question is just, why isn't there a video series on the Minifans? The Minifans are fucking crazy. How is there no Barstool show about the Minifans? There needs to be. There needs to be. We are fucking psycho.
We're an entertaining bunch. I'll say that.
Yeah. Not one of us or a group of us. They're just you just need to look at it. Needs to be a third party documentary on the Minifans. Do not give it to us because we'll make ourselves look cool. Yeah, we got to leave that in someone else's hands because we are not cool. We need
this here on a Friday afternoon talking about a show.
Yeah, look at
it. When we could be doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think Carrabis does a lot for the brand. Obviously, it wasn't a good look today. When I don't know if he was joking or not, when he was like, "Oh, I had no idea they even launched a sports book in Pennsylvania." It's that's not a.
All I care about is I know on the record, Carrabis is a guy who eats butt and doesn't mind a little butt getting eaten, and he's a good dude. He's great in studio, man. Carrabis is somebody that and I'm a Yankees fan, and since I've been following Barstool, you just had those people who just are fucking hardcore Red Sox fans, and that one person was Carrabis. So I've been trying to hate him for years and years, and I just can't find a reason why. He's the man, dude. And the Rocket is even better. The Rocket is 10 times better.
He's just that guy that you want to hate, but you just can't.
Exactly. And he's a Red Sox fan.
I don't want to hate him.
No, I don't want to.
You don't really, I have I'm a Yankees fan. He should be somebody I hate. You know what I mean?
Red Sox too.
Yeah, well,
you guys, you're different. Usually, you know what I mean? All the Kirk fans hate the Red Sox now. So it's you guys are kind of on my side on that thing. But normally when I'm dealing with Boston people, they're just diehards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was first introduced because obviously they were talking about him on the Sports Hub a lot, which was the competitor to EEI in Massachusetts. And I just remember and what'd you say?
98.5.
The Sports Hub, yeah.
So I remember in 2018, right after the Red Sox won the World Series, Carrabis was on the boat, and one of the shows, Zoe and Beetle,
that was unbelievable.
They called him up, and he was just
is this Kevin? That's in the CCK intro when they call Carrabis.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
It's right at the end of the
that
intro.
On KNC and made fun of him for it.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was an epic day of Barstool Radio too, when the parade was going on.
Yeah, so which first of all never should have happened. The Red Sox cheated that year. That is a fake year.
Dirty bastard.
Yeah, and they rehired the person that cheated.
Yes,
so,
very,
like,
very,
there's
very.
that.
So before I hit on the Erica Nardini stuff and the NWHL,
Don't hit on Erica. She's your boss, man.
Yeah, sure.
You
But,
can hit on her. She can't hit on you, though.
Yeah, true.
I don't think that.
I don't know. That's how the law works.
That's exactly how the law works.
Pretty sure
You
things
can.
would
I don't
I
suggest
saw
it, but you can.
Furious. But so I just want to wrap up kind of talking about Carrabis. Parody songs today were fire. Kevin from
Good one.
Bristol,
Good one.
Warden of the North. When these two come out, you know it's going to be a banger.
That's what I'm saying.
The Kevin from Bristol song I thought was hilarious.
That's great.
Warden of the North also incredible.
He's a master, dude. Yo, we have some, like, Warden of the North made a song that I just want to say is one of the best. Like, I heard it, and it's like for maybe like something that's about to come out. It's unbelievable. Like, Warden is on his game right now. And like when he sent us this song, he was just like, I was just sitting around and I was bored and I made it. And I was like, yo, the Minifans are fucking teaming right now. That's good when guys are just making content for like sitting there bored and they're just like, here's content.
Yeah, I think
like,
if
today's song was so good.
If Steve's a Liar Guy would just send his songs to Kevin from Bristol or Warden of the North and they would just produce them, oh my god, they would be
no. See, like, here's the thing about Steve's Liar Guy. It's the like the shittiness of his songs.
Yeah, that adds to the humor. But if he doesn't want to do them anymore and he just sends them to Kevin from Bristol and he does them, I think it's almost
this was the test of Kirk's loyalty to Steve's a Liar Guy by Steve's a Liar Guy, and it was a well played, decisive move because he got Kirk to crumble right to his knees for him. He got Kirk. He got Kirk to crumble right to his knees. Said no. But I know, no. Steve's a Liar Guy is the man, but his songs lately I just thought stunk, and I can't believe that he like resigned because I mean this is the first time he's really ever gotten any shit, right? Like legit, because his songs are the best.
Yeah,
like he doesn't deserve shit. But like even the parody songwriters have been messaging me like, yo, Steve's a Liar Guy. What's been going on? You know what I mean? Like you could say somebody has been on a bad streak. What I mean,
it's fine. Everybody has a bad album. You know?
Exactly. He had one bad album. Like, are you that mad at him, everybody?
Yeah.
Yes, except American football. But we'll continue that conversation another time. So I just wanted to talk about how Carrabis last week says all the parody songs. You know, I've never even thought of cracking a smile, which is such a terrible thing to say. He was laughing his ass off.
Wait, I said it last week on the wrap-up show. He didn't laugh at them because he doesn't pay attention as much as we do. The ones he knows, he laughs at. It's that simple.
I've done a lot of self-reflecting over the past couple of days of being accused of killing Steve's a Liar Guy of parody songs. And what I've come to realize is that parody songs are so great for us. That's why Steve's a Liar Guy is so good, because he's so bad at the song. That's a funny part of it. The actual funny part is the super deep references that make us laugh. Yes. So like, why the fuck would Carrabis like the parody songs? He has it's like me asking my girlfriend, do you like this Steve's a Liar Guy song? She's like, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, shitty guy, like terrible songs. He has no clue what they're talking about. Now that he's listening, pay attention, you know, like it makes a lot more sense to him. Him coming in today and saying, I love the song about myself was the most Carrabis move in the world.
Yeah. I love it. After playing the clip of Dave Portnoy saying he's me, and he's like, oh, I love the one about me.
I love I love his reactions to I like it how halfway through he's like, who sings this? And Kirk's like, shut up and listen to the song.
Yeah, shut up and listen to the song. Because he was just talking about Kevin from Bristol right before.
Does he write parody songs? Yeah.
So
Warden, Merch's Mouse, all the parody song guys, they're good dudes. I'm happy they're back. Like it seems like we'll get some. I know Kevin's been working. The thing is, like those parody songs take a long time, man. It takes a long time to do those songs, and getting shit on like immediately. You just got to take should take like a champ. So, you know, you just
especially, you know, the ones who produce better, they don't just get the karaoke version and sing along to it. They actually get a band.
You strike gold with the song. Like he's like one of those songs, and like you are a fucking hero. You are a fucking hero.
So I like it how Carrabis is now team parody song. I think that opens it up. Just include him more into the world and him just you know, accepting more. There was also something that was brought up today that I actually reached out to Jared and I said, hey, Jared, so I know you said shoulder day is Thursday. I'd love to come to your gym and film you.
Are you serious?
That's a little weird.
And he said, oh, thanks, man, but I actually have a workout buddy who will do the filming. But on today's episode, Steve and Kirk said they need authenticity, that this has not been doctored footage.
Justin, you are much bigger than him. Just fucking show up, bro. Just find out where he is and show up and be like, I'm filming you. You're a minute fan now. You know what Stephen Providence and those motherfucking crazy people do? They go and just film Mike at blind school. Just show up.
Like, just hang around a gym.
You'll be on the ballot next year if you do that. I swear to God, I'll do everything I have to.
Next Thursday. So that's all. I mean, I thought the calls today, they started off kind of slow. I mean, which is kind of expected because I think people came in with Harry Minahan calls.
I did that earlier too.
When they decided to that Harry was too busy playing Pokemon.
Well, you know why? It was Steve's fault. I mean, he said he tweeted it out and he lied to Kirk blatantly in the middle of the show. Steve said, Kirk goes, "Did you tweet it out?" And I heard this. It didn't slip past me, be it by now. It didn't slip past me.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
I heard it.
Are you another one of these? Jesus Christ.
Kirk goes, "Steve, did we tweet it out?" And Steve goes, "Yeah, boss. Yeah, boss."
He tweeted out the 30 minutes.
And Kirk does his due diligence of a good boss and goes and checks Twitter. And what does it say? Harry Minahan calls. We're taking them now. And Steve just thinks that's good enough. And that's all I have to say.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, so we did tweet it out.
He tweeted it out too early. Kirk caught him. He was like, well, I need you to retweet it
out.
Yeah, Steve's the man. But
yeah, so he did. So Steve did what he did.
So I do think they picked up though at the end there with a couple of the calls. I do think the dynamic of having different callers call in to Mike and different callers call in to Carrabis, and then them not really taking phone calls Wednesday, kind of to give people some time to get the juices flowing and think of things, is a very good idea. But so the last topic I wanted to talk about, which is kind of, there's so much. This could have been called. It's funny. The Harry Minahan show could have been called the Barstool show with the amount of Barstool drama and gossip that was talked about today. So fucking Erica Nardini. She's the only person that I've ever seen advocate for the NWHL. I listened to her Token CEO podcast. She had a couple players on. Was I like super interested? No, but she made it interesting. She talked about it. It got me interested in it. I was so unaware of this backlash she got. So when she posted the Token CEO podcast posted that thing with it, then there was all this blow up and everyone at the NWHL is coming out and saying, we will never associate with an organization of like that goes against our values. And they tweeted out something that was like, we stand behind the journalists who are receiving death threats. And I'm like, show me these death threats. And
imagine sitting in a boardroom one day and your company is about to have the opportunity to work with somebody as, first of all, awesome as Nardini is as a person. And then that she's backed by the fact that, she's the CEO of Barstool Sports, the fucking rocket ship that is. And then saying no and literally publicly making it a point that you want nothing to do with this woman who has literally from day one supported everything you have done, has tried to help promote you, has tried to push you, and she says she wants to get involved with you guys, and you start this fucking look at me fucking strike against Erica Nardini because she has something to do with Barstool, who said Sam Pont whatever about fucking whatever size jeans. Like, come on, dude. Like, this world.
Name me one women's sports league that's in any position to turn down any publicity from anything.
Women's gymnastics.
Name me, what are they doing right now?
Yeah, no.
Their Olympics just got canceled.
Yeah, exactly. So then nobody's spoken about them.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's no women's sports league that's in any position to turn down publicity from anything, especially something to the effect of Barstool.
I don't know if you guys saw what Erica tweeted out, but she tweeted out this long statement about it, and then at the end she kind of hints to actually starting her own league, and she's like that will pay fairly, because like I said in the last wrap-up show, minimum wage in the NWHL is $2,500 for the season.
That's insane.
So that is legitimately a hobby.
There's a guy that Vrabo do that goes on PMT all the time. He started the MLL the new lacrosse league, and PLL just went out of business because he took all the wrong things they did, fixed them, got a bunch of money, and that's all you need to be backed when you're making a league is make sure you have enough money to last until next year, and there will be more people in the stands. And now the professional lacrosse league is out of business, and he has the only league. So
Yeah.
If they're taking her saying that as a threat lightly, don't. Because she can make you dime tomorrow.
She wants to grow the game of women's hockey.
Sure.
All that.
And then you have these dumbasses
People
like this
will follow.
Marissa asshole who's tweeting out about how they're making fun of this woman who got hit, who like broke her neck and she was paralyzed. I remember that story because I'm from around Boston. It was the inaugural league, and they said, I think it was like her first game or something like that, and she broke her neck and it was terrible. But I think I remember seeing about that through Barstool blogs and Portnoy, supporting them and all that other shit. So just to come out with blatant lies is just, and you know what? I'm on the same page as Kirk now. I know Erica said she still wants to grow the game, and she still's like, support the WNHL. Fuck the WNHL, in my opinion. I hope this is its last season. I hope all the owners. I hope all the owners had so much of whatever this GameStop stock shit is going on. I hope they're on the bad end of it and they're just losing trillions of dollars or whatever is going on.
Let's be honest, they're losing money by owning, unless they're just have so much money it's ungodly and they have all this money. They're just losing money owning
the other day. They're just backed by the NHL. So that any money they have is basically like getting a grant from the government that they are operating on right now. They're not a profitable business.
I'm not coming off as I hate women's sports, but I don't watch women's sports. But
sounds like you hate women's sports. Sounds like you hate women.
My fiance would beg to differ.
Don't say that too loud. My girlfriend's in the other.
My fiance's downstairs making me dinner, ironically, but that's all right. That's relevant.
I actually watch women's WNCAA basketball. I'm a huge UConn fan. They actually lost the other day, so not
Dude,
great.
I was gonna say that when you were trying to mention sports of like women's sports, I was gonna say like women's college basketball is like intense as shit, and now they're starting to dunk and shit. Pretty soon they're just I know when I was growing up and I played basketball my whole life, like there were some girls that like I just like I know she might beat me, like hit a bunch of threes and just beat me.
I'm terrible at basketball. There are girls destroy me.
I liked how Kirk just came out and said it. He said, "I hope the WNHL folds."
Yeah,
I know some people at Barstool might be trying to still kind of save that relationship and maybe try to convince the NWHL to have Erica buy a team. But I think that bridge is burnt. I wouldn't want to buy a team too if I was Erica. Like, fuck you. I'm trying to come in here.
I would. I'm like a spiteful catty bitch like that. I would buy the whole.
If she's got a whole.
I would paintball them all like Ari Gold.
Yeah, she's got Barstool behind her, so her team would be successful.
Her team,
the only team that would bring in any profit.
So much merch. It would sell. If once everything opens back up again, they would completely. I don't think they would fill an arena, but I think the average attendance to the NWHL was around like 300 or 400 people.
Well, now attendance doesn't even matter. All that matters is like now attendance doesn't even matter.
Ad revenue.
No,
that's all that matters.
And so they broadcast their games on Twitch. And do you know how many people watched the marquee game a couple nights ago? 4,000.
Oh, I was close.
That's 4,000.
That is not a lot.
You're talking to a guy who plays video games and streams to possibly one person every night.
And I know this
I write a stupid blog that gets viewed by 50 people.
Exactly. When you do something that means nothing, you learn how these people get by.
So I know this is kind of like a different league and different, but do you guys remember Coach Doug's?
Yeah, he's hired by Barstool now.
Yeah, but do you remember Big Cat streaming on Twitch?
Yeah. Isn't it
180,000? He filled 2 football stadiums watching him play.
Well, they're just electric.
Fake. I know, but this is
the way I look at this, Justin. Is say we're 20 years in the future in America, it didn't get taken over by Russia. Channel Zero shit.
Jesus Christ.
You're in a classroom, like a business classroom, and you're getting taught like, okay, these people have this situation, and it could have been handled by Barstool, and this is a case study. How would you handle this? It like you go with Barstool every time. It's like that's the easiest question in the world. Why would you ever not endorse this? Why would you never not follow this? Like, why would they not be teaching that? So like that's how I look at all this. You guys are just wrong. You're in real life, you guys are making the wrong decision, and we get to watch it.
They are making the wrong decision, but Justin's comparison, it wasn't very good. You could have, it's just the celebrity of the person doing it. If, Big Cat has 180, however many followers he has, and he has 180,000 people watching it. Because Barstool is the definition of the opposite of that because they came from nothing. But sure, they can come from nothing. But he has the following.
But now but then they earn that though.
Yeah, sure, I'm fine with that. But Justin's
like that
example wasn't very good because
I think it was a great example. I think it's
because he didn't start.
Best example and list blind owl. Shut up.
But he didn't start doing the Twitch until everything got canceled, and then he started doing it.
Yeah,
everything's still canceled, and the NWHL is still averaging 4,000 views.
I know because they don't have the celebrity of Big Cat.
True.
Yeah,
but they could have. But okay, so now we're saying like they could have had the celebrity of Big Cat, and they turned it down.
I am with you 100%. I'm just saying the comparison.
I love when you get into a conversation where you're all agreeing in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Welcome to the Kirk Minahan Network, everybody.
Yeah,
well, that was kind of the what was brought up today. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say in regards.
I mean, other than the egregious leaving me and drunk Greg Hill off the list is just ridiculous.
I mean, I am not the end all be all of this list. It was just a sample list that I sent to Steve. Anything else you want to say, John? I know you probably got a rant inside of you. Awesome. So
I usually talk all in the show and people get mad at me. So I usually don't have anything by the end.
Screw GVE. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Fuck
So
me,
before we get into all that nonsense, I just want to thank everyone for listening, watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys on the wrap-up show.
Love you, Kirk.
On
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kirk.